I'm James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video for Monday afternoon, October 22nd. Alabama's weather nice and quiet for a while. A perfect storm in the Atlantic threatening the East Coast and the big cities. We don't know that yet, but there's a lot of buzz out there. We'll get in there and slice and dice up the possibilities. But first off, let's check some of the Skycam shots. Around the afternoon on this Monday, there's a forest fire coming from the Chehaw Skycam. More than likely, that is a controlled burn in the Talladega National Forest. They do those fairly often this time of the year. Nothing to be alarmed about. How about a look at the Tombigbee River as seen from the Skycam in Demopolis? And isn't that inviting? That's the Gulf Shore Skycam. You would pretty much own that beach if you were down there on a brilliantly sunny October day. Ridging building in here, and that's pushing temperatures up a little bit. The storm track is up north, got some convection over Illinois and Indiana, some thunderstorms out in Texas around Dallas and Fort Worth, but around here we'll stay dry through Friday. Temperature is mostly upper 70s around here. Birmingham at 79 at 2 o'clock. Looks like the warm spot up in the Shoals. They've got 82. We'll see numbers a lot like that every day for the rest of this week, but hey, those are mid-afternoon temperatures in Alaska. I mean, I'm talking 1 o'clock Central Time. It's cold. I mean, look at all the single digits up there. I mean, that's brutal for October. Into adjacent parts of northwest Canada, and we'll keep an eye on that. That air is going to drop down into the continental United States beginning late this week. Just something to watch. All right, there's our watch warning map. A couple of winter storm warnings out west, the mountains of California, parts of Idaho, Washington, and Montana. Convective activity, that's the convective outlook for the rest of today and tonight. No formal risks. SPC did put out a mesoscale discussion for North Texas, but they don't expect a weather watch out there as the dynamics are just not that impressive. And this is the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. And this is painting a little bit in here, and that's for the potential of showers in advance of a front Saturday morning. And a lot of things are happening outdoors on Saturday. We'll check the timing on the rain here in just a little bit. But the tropics are a big talk of the town. Now, this is interesting. We've got newly formed tropical depression number 18, which is in the Caribbean, and that formed late this morning. And then we have the other system that more than likely will get a name that's off in the central Atlantic. And the question is, which one's going to get the name Sandy and which one's going to get the name Tony? We don't know that yet. You know, they might ramp up the system in the central Atlantic and give that one the name Sandy. If that's the case, Tony is going to be the one that might be an East Coast problem. We'll find out by the time you watch this probably, so stay tuned. First off, that the system in the central Atlantic, that's not going to be a problem. That's going to be out in the middle of nowhere, maybe threatening the Azores. But we'll focus on this one. And again, I don't want to call it Sandy or Tony. We don't know which name it's going to get. But this thing is going to come across Jamaica in about 48 hours, clipping the eastern tip of Cuba, coming across the Bahamas. Most of the tropical models bend it east, away from the United States. But some of the primary global models don't do that, and that's what's got everybody buzzing. But keep in mind, you can see there's pretty good agreement there in those tropical models, including the GFS, keeping it well offshore. So despite a lot of the hype and all this speculation you're going to hear, there's really nothing carved in stone. And this thing could very well not bother anybody in terms of the United States. Will it bother Jamaica? Yes. Cuba? Yes. The Bahamas? Absolutely. From there, it remains to be seen. First off, let's look at the GFS, the Global Forecast System. This is valid tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock Central Time. And you can see we've got a flat ridge in place here with the westerlies up to the north, and it should be a sunny and relatively warm day. The NAM's got 78. It'll be like today, but most likely will be somewhere between 77 and 80. Same thing Thursday, but look at the cold front coming down the pike. Here comes the leading edge of that really cold air. Diving down into Nebraska and Kansas. Thunderstorms will likely erupt in advance of that, but again, we stay dry. Friday, the front gets closer, and the Gulf does open up, and we might consider a slight chance of a shower Friday afternoon or Friday night. Don't think it's a big risk, but just an outside chance. The better chance of showers Friday still north and west of here. And the GFS has our tropical system, whether it's Sandy or Tony, we don't know yet, over the Bahamas. Now, Saturday as we start the weekend, troughing developing over much of the United States. That is a very cold look. And down below that, the cold front coming through here. And really, the GFS is not very bullish with precipitation here. This is basically showing just a chance of a few showers Saturday morning now, with the rain moving out of here Saturday afternoon, and then just colder and breezy weather Saturday night. In fact, this is a look at Saturday night at just after midnight, 1 a.m. early Sunday, and we are cool and dry. The tropical system well east of the United States. And then on Sunday, if the GFS is right, that would be a very nice day with highs only in the low 60s and lows well down in the 40s, maybe 30s. In fact, if the front comes in early enough in the day Saturday, it's going to be a cool day. In fact, the latest GFS is showing a high of only 63 Saturday. We could stay in the 50s all day. So be aware it's going to be sharply colder this weekend as you think plans for outdoor events, football, and things like that. All right, but that's the GFS, all right? So let's change our tune, and what do you say we look at the Canadian? Oh, this is Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time. It's got a big storm in the Atlantic. More than likely, it's still a tropical system at that point, maybe becoming subtropical, off the North Carolina coast. And if that's right on Sunday, it would be windy here and cold. The 540 line is almost down to Muscle Shoals. We'd be in the 50s all day with a very brisk wind and maybe even some wraparound clouds from that thing. And then look at Monday. This is the Canadian. This is off a different site. This is the 168-hour look. And the Canadian drives a 944 millibar low up toward Atlantic City, New Jersey. Monday morning, it's 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. That would be just a big, big mess if this is right. Along into the north of the circulation center, Long Island, Cape Cod, that is just nasty. And there's potential for a major snowstorm. Keep in mind, we got very cold air in the interior part of the United States. There could be some huge snows west of the mountains over there. So that's quite a scene. So let's look at the European. This is Sunday. The European has this thing, and this is Sunday at 7 a.m. local time. It's got it east of Cape Canaveral, but that would be really rough swells and rough surf. That's really stirring up the Atlantic. Let's go to Tuesday of next week. We're going to stay with the European. It's got this thing well off the North Carolina coast. Wednesday, oh boy, 928 millibars driving up toward Cape Cod. And then Thursday, it moves inland. And again, if this is right, the storm surge would be tremendous. The coastal flooding for the upper Atlantic coast and the potential for a major snowstorm back in the cold air. So, the Canadian and the European are hinting at some real problems here for the East Coast. But remember, many of the good quality tropical models don't do that. They keep it way offshore. And the European has had a horrible track record this season. It has not done very well at all, so keep that in mind. Just something to watch, and again, we'll do that in coming days. All right, let's go back down to the GFS. We'll go through, how about the end of the forecast period? So we've talked enough about next week. This is November 7th. Troughing here, and that shows a cold front passing through, maybe some storms. That's tornado season. We'll keep an eye on that. But anyway, that's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't forget that we'll be on ABC 3340 television. You can watch us on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Weather Brains tonight at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern at live.bigbrainsmedia.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.